I now invite anyone that would like to come forward for Together Time.
How many of you know who this is? Does anyone recognize this person? You know a little. Who is that, P?
It's Dylan.
It's Dylan. Dylan, we have known you in our congregation since you were how old?
10.
10. And what pronouns would you like us to use for you today?
Today I'm going with they, them.
Excellent. That's wonderful. So how many of you all, especially our little ones, know what drag is? Do you know what? Besides, like, I'm dragging my backpack on the floor, right? Do you know what drag? Do you want to say what drag is? No? Do you want to say? Yeah?
I mean, I think it's like a show, on TV, and you watch them, and it's like drag queens.
Yes. So there is a show called Drag Race with drag queens on it. And the term drag comes from something that's being used in that show. That's very true. And a lot of us know things because of those shows or other ones like it. Does anyone else know? What else is drag to you? Yes, no? So we're gonna play a game. It's not really, it's a game. Everything's a game. It's called Ask a Drag Queen. And today, that role is being played by the glorious, the fantastic, the superb Dylan. So Dylan, for you, what does drag mean to you?
Well, drag means a lot of things to me. There's this whole video on the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix YouTube page where I talk for a long time about what drag means to me. So I highly recommend. It's really cool. Beyond that, drag to me is about transformation. It's about doing something that I don't do every day, but I do to feel authentic, to feel fierce, to feel cool. And it kind of helps me just show the things that I don't necessarily show on a daily basis in a over-the-top way to kind of really get the point across. I think it's hard to miss.
So it's important to know that there are all kinds of drag. There are people who do drag for a living. There are some who just do it for fun when they go out with their friends. And there's some that just do drag in the privacy of their own homes. And today we are getting Dylan's version of it. So just know that any questions that we ask can be different for different people. So that being said, does anyone have a question for our Ask a Drag Queen segment? Does anyone up here have a question for Dylan? Yes, Pete. Hold on just a second.
How do you feel when you do dress as the opposite sex? How do you feel about it?
I feel empowered, I think. To me, it's not necessarily about dressing as a different sex, but just dressing in kind of an over-the-top way that I don't always get to dress like. And so I just think at the end of the day, it's just fun for me. I think it's fun, makes me feel happy, and I don't really question things a lot more than that. If it makes me happy, I like to do it.
Amen to that. Dylan, when's the first time? When did you first dress in something that felt like drag? What was that? Do you remember what that was?
It's a really good question. The first time I did it publicly was that service last summer. Everything before that was in the privacy of my own home. More or less summer at home away from college. Didn't really have a lot to do. Watching a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race, and I just decided that if I can go to Walgreens and spend $25 on some cheap makeup, maybe I can recreate it. Not as well as they did, but I did my best.
I don't know. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. What other questions do you all have? What would you ask our drag queen?
What are the things that your family and your community did that let you know it was okay to experiment and explore?
Did everyone have that? Yeah, so what were things that your family and your community did? Yeah, what are the things that your family and your community did to make it feel safe to explore drag?
Well, for one, my mom loves rainbows. So growing up, there were a lot of rainbows in the house. So I never really questioned whether or not it would be okay. I always felt that it could be fine. And then coming here, the reason I felt so empowered to do it at the Sunday service was because at kids camp we had a spirit week, and a couple of the counselors brought it upon themselves. I don't even think I suggested it, that they all wanted to dress up as drag queens and drag kings, and just in drag in general for one of our spirit days. And so obviously I did it with them. And it was really cool to just see other people wanting to do it. And it's a lot less scary when you're not the only one.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, amen. What are some other questions you all might have? You have any questions for Dylan about their makeup or what they like to wear, anything like that? Do you have a question? That's just a hand. Yeah, I should have taken the other mic.
Oh, yeah.
This is a two-part question. Do you think drag queens like science? Do you think drag queens like science and believe in it?
I would say yes. I work in a psychedelic neuroscience research lab. So I spend a lot of my time researching whether psychedelics can treat PTSD symptoms in patients. So me personally, my whole life is basically science. So yes, I would say so.
Okay, the second part. There's species in the animal kingdom that have learned to breed without the use of what science would typically call the opposite sex. Do drag queens think that is a form of women's liberation or queer liberation in the animal kingdom?
I would say, I don't know why it can't be both. And I would also say that I think it's pretty fierce that they do that. And I think we should all give it a shot.
I feel like that is the draggiest question, and the answer is the draggiest, which is both. Sure, absolutely. Wonderful. Other questions? Yeah.
When you're in drag, like, what's your favorite color to wear, and what do you have an outfit that you like the most?
That's a really good question. I like to dress in all black, personally. I just think it goes with everything, and it brings a lot of opportunities to accent with different colors. Specifically, I have this black and gold dress that I wore to the service last summer, and that was probably my favorite one that I have. I was going to wear it again, but I thought y'all would clock me if I repeated an outfit.
We do have certain expectations. Yeah. Can I just say, I just love that your first time doing it was here in front of everyone in the congregation. That feels so powerful to me. So powerful to me. And I think we've got one more time for Ask a Drag Queen Anything. You got a question, John?
I think this is the most important question. How long did it take you to get ready today?
Well, you all saw me walk in late, so a little longer than necessary. I think I got up at 8, and then I was getting ready until 10. Yeah.
And do you mind coming and showing us the beautiful work that you did there, Dylan, and just give us a little sissy that walk. Can we all say thank you to our drag queen, Dylan? Thank you. You all, thank you for such great questions and helping us to understand a little bit more about what drag is like. You can go back to your seats. We've got a fun rest of the service for you. Thank you.